Hey guys, if you're anything like me and you like to make a little extra money, I'm going to give you some thrifting bolos because we're going into spring, we're going into summer. Maybe a little bit of extra money that you could make selling stuff on eBay, selling stuff on Amazon. If you guys do Amazon FBA, it's a good place to make a little extra money. But I will tell you that the fees are through the roof. I'm not going to lie to you. Amazon fees are through the roof. FBA costs about $40 a month to do. I mean, one thing I will tell you is if you're in the video games, guys, FBA is great for video games. You can even get used video games, send them into FBA, and the video games sell like hotcakes on Amazon, guys. So that's going to be a little tip for you if you decide to sell on Amazon. Again, the pro account costs about $40 and the fees are very expensive. So I wouldn't really get into FBA unless you're going to actually make a business out of it because Amazon has become like a shark, guys. They really are out for themselves. I'm not going to lie to you guys. They're out for themselves. That being said, there is sellers out there that do it right, like Rake and Profit. He's an Amazon FBA seller selling books, and he's made like thousands and thousands of dollars selling books. So that's going to be your first. Be on the lookout, guys. Is books. You can actually get book scanning apps that you can scan the books. So if you're at yard sales, you can scan books. You can get the Amazon seller app, see what the sales rank is. It'll show you what the sales rank is. The closest to zero, the better. Any books under 1 million sales rank on Amazon is going to be worth picking up, guys. You can sell books on eBay too. So you could have 100 books on eBay and just, sit on them. You could put them in your closet, and when they sell, you could ship them out. Books are very cheap, guys, to ship. Another be on the lookout, guys, is old antique Barbies, early 90s, 80s. I'm not even sure if when Barbie came out, if there's 70s, get 70s, but 80s Barbies, 90s Barbies, early 90s Barbies, all that old Barbie shit sells really well. And some of the old Barbies, guys, can be actually worth quite a bit of money. Another thing you can be on the lookout for, guys, at yard sales, Goodwill, Savers, etc., is you can be on the lookout for like jerseys, like Patriot jerseys. You could get like Red Sox equipment, like the Red Sox baseball team. You could look for stuff at yard sales for Red Sox. Red Sox in Boston is very popular, guys. So you post Red Sox shit online, a nice Red Sox jersey or shirt, that'll probably sell like hotcakes, guys. Old jeans, that look really nice. You can sell jeans all day on eBay. So if it's a good looking pair of jeans with a good brand, you can sell jeans like crazy. So jeans is going to be a bolo. You see a really nice pair of jeans, pick it up and sell it on eBay. Any football jersey that's in good condition, if it's a good price, pick it up. You can sell those football jerseys online very easily. Another bolo to look out for is 1980s Ninja Turtles. The Ninja Turtles from 1980s are worth a lot of money, guys. So if you're at yard sales, look for 1980s Ninja Turtles or early 90s. Another thing you guys can look out for when you're out thrifting is you can look for board games. I do your research. You can go to eBay and filter for sold for board games and see which board games are worth money. Then you can seek those board games out. Some of the more rare board games are worth a lot of money. Like, for example, Fireball Island. It's an actual board game. That board game is worth anywhere between $200 and $600, $700. Might even be worth like $1,000 in good condition. That's Fireball Island. I believe it came out in the 80s. That's going to be a major bolo, guys. Fireball Island board game. So if you see Fireball Island board game from the 80s, pick it up, guys. It's worth a lot of money, between $200 and $1,000. Modern day textbooks. So this year's textbook, a 2024 textbook, college textbook. Let's say you have a family member that has all kinds of college textbooks from this year. You could say, hey, how much you want for those textbooks? You could send them into Amazon FBA. You could send them on eBay. And if it's a modern day textbook, college textbook like this year, that would sell really well because they're still probably being used by universities if it's this year. GI Joes from the 1980s are worth a lot of money, guys. I remember one time I went to Goodwill, my local Goodwill. I picked up 2 bags of GI Joes for like $6, guys. Literally spent like $6. End up selling the GI Joes for over $200 at auction. Another thing you guys can look out for is antique comic books, like 1950 through 1980s. Comic books are going to be worth decent money, anywhere between $5 and up. Um, Comic books can be worth quite a bit of money, guys. So be on the lookout for 1980s comics. Just a pro tip: comic book. If you see Marvel Comic Group, Marvel was formerly named Marvel Comic Group. So if you're at a yard sale and you see Marvel Comic Group, that means you're looking at an antique comic, guys. So pick up the Marvel Comic Group. That was before Marvel became Marvel. So those are the 80s comic books and older, 70s, 80s. Marvel Comic Group is what they called themselves before they became Marvel. So be on the lookout for comic books. Audio equipment like equalizers, effect pedals, microphones, vintage radios, headphones, foot pedals. Sony equipment like Sony VCRs, Sony Walkman, VCR rewinders are worth money. Shoes, used shoes or even new shoes. You know, if you find a good pair of new shoes cheap, you could pick it up. You could pick up a pair of used shoes that's in good condition. There's all kinds of different brands. Again, you can go to eBay and filter the sold listings and see which shoes are selling for the highest prices. Really, what you're going for, guys, is good condition shoes. You don't want to sell a stinky, smelly pair of shoes on eBay because you're just not. You're gonna probably get a return. So you want to make sure your shoes are in good condition. They smell good. They look good. Would you wear them? If you wouldn't wear them, don't sell them. Makeup and colognes in the health and beauty category. I'd shy away from trying to sell Amazon FBA health and beauty because it's gated and it's really hard to get into. Unless unless you got tons of money, thousands and thousands of dollars, I wouldn't get into Amazon FBA health and beauty because you got to get ungated first. But you can probably sell that shit on eBay. You know, like colognes, makeup, things like that in the health and beauty category can be worth a lot of money, guys. One of my personal favorite bolos is video games. I love video games, guys. Anything Nintendo, anything Mario. Be on the lookout for Mario, guys. It's going to be a bolo. Anything Mario sells awesome on Amazon, sells awesome on eBay. Be on the lookout for Sega games, Atari games, you know, Xbox, PlayStation, Sega. Any video game that you can get a good price. You can throw that up on eBay. You can bundle those video games. You could make a bundle listing and sell it as a bundle. Just make sure you're getting all this shit for a good price so that you keep thrifting fun. Camera lenses. I remember one time I picked up a camera lens for like $6, end up selling it for like over $60 on eBay. There's camera lenses that are incredibly expensive, guys. You can find this shit on Facebook Marketplace. You could find a you could find a Sony camera, you know, grandma on Facebook selling a Sony camera. Her grandson bought her. She didn't want it. She's selling on Facebook. You pick it up, you end up selling it for a couple $100 on eBay. You know, you can talk these people down too. Don't forget to dicker when you're at yard sales. Hey, mister, would you take a little less? You want 20? Would you take 10? You want 20? Would you take 15? People will dicker with you guys if you're just polite about it. Remember to be polite when you're at these yard sales. So camera lenses, camera equipment, Canon, Sony, Nikon, Leica, Red. Find this stuff at thrift stores. Find it at Facebook Marketplace, you know, along the side of the road at yard sales. The sky's the limit, guys. Those are going to be some bolos for you guys to really keep your eye out for. A lot of that stuff is worth money. Just make sure you're getting the shit for a good price. That way you keep thrifting fun. You don't end up emptying your wallet. And make sure that this shit can be flipped. You can use the Amazon seller app to look this shit up and see what the sales rank is. Remember, the closer to 0 on the sales rank, the better. The sales rank will pop right up. You'll see it'll be a number on the listing, and it'll be a number. That's the sales rank. The closer to 0, the better. That's the Amazon seller app. That's going to be really good out in the field. You can scan video games with it. You can scan VHS tapes with it. You can scan DVDs with it. DVDs is going to be the final bolo, guys. If you can find cheap DVDs, you can resell those on eBay really well. If you want to go pro Amazon FBA and pay the $40 a month, You could start sending in used DVDs, used video games, and you might see some success. Just make sure that you can afford this stuff so it doesn't become a nightmare. It's all about making this stuff fun, so you don't get upset. One final note with the VCRs, guys. Sony VCR is what you're going to want to look for. Any Sony VCR in good condition is worth $100 all day long. Make sure you have the remote with it. Make sure maybe you could even send batteries with it if you declare that. Make sure the post office don't get mad at you. Make sure you declare the batteries if you have batteries for any of these units. But if you get a Sony VCR guy, try to buy the actual remote for it, because the customer is going to want the remote, and you can sell it for way higher. And then the other thing I would recommend if you sell VCRs, guys, is get the AV cords, the audio video cords for it. It's like a tricolor cord, red, white, and yellow, I believe it is. Send the AV cords with the unit. Send the remote with the unit, and your customer is going to be really happy, guys. You won't get a return. Make sure your shipping is fucking, what you would accept. Make sure you ship this stuff in boxes. Make sure if you ship a video game, it's protected in a protective envelope with maybe like a bubble envelope. Put yourself in the customer's shoes. How would you feel if you got this item? Would you be happy? Would you be upset? Would you be happy with the shipping? The sky's the limit with thrifting, guys. You just got to keep your eyes open and make sure you get the good price so you keep it fun. If you like thrifting videos like this, I do all kinds of videos on this channel, Amazon. I'm a Helium 10 affiliate. I do all kinds of mental health videos, karaoke. You can subscribe to this channel. You can like this channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Until next time, Steve-O signing out.